Good morning. It is May 13th, 2023. I'm in a rest area, Illinois, just north of St. Louis, Missouri, in Illinois. Or St. Louis, Illinois. But what is wrong with that sign right there they have in this Illinois rest area on I-55? As you can see, traffic's moving pretty good. But it says, after 11 hours of driving, you need a 10-hour rest break for truck drivers. Is that correct? Let me show you let me talk ways about that sign is misleading. So cue that intro. Like I said, I'm north of St. Louis on I-55 in Illinois, and most rest areas in Illinois has this sign. After driving 11 hours of driving, you need a 10-hour rest break. Well, that's kind of misleading. Let's talk about it. Like I said, that sign right there is kind of misleading. What hours of service are truck drivers in the United States of America? Where I drive, the United States of America. We have hours of service that truck drivers can drive legally, which is 70 hours in an 8-day period, in which you're allowed to drive 11 hours a day, take a 10-hour break, and before 8 hours of driving, you have to have a 30-minute break to extend it till you drive your full 11. But that sign right there I just showed you says after driving 11 hours you need a 10-hour break. Well, that is incorrect. Say I drove 5 hours to a customer, picked up. I sat in the dock for, say, 5 hours. If I go on split break on my logbook, go into sleeper berth, anything over 3 hours stops my 14-hour clock. We're allowed to work 14 hours a day unless we stop somewhere for 3 hours or more. That stops our 14-hour clock and extends it. So, I get loaded after, say, 4 to 5 hours, or unloaded at a Walmart, whatever, grocery store, whatever. Get unloaded. So I have 7 hours of drive time left of that, what's it? I'd say I drove 5. So I have 6 hours left to drive before I run out of time. So, say I drove up here, I dropped and hooked and got somewhere real close, and I drove close to my 5 hours because I stopped before, try to stop before I get too close on my 11 hours. But I could stop for 10 hours if I have hours on my 70-hour clock, which I'll show you here in a second. I would get 11 hours to drive it if I had the time on my 70. But if I go back in the sleeper berth for 7 hours, I get those first 5 hours back. So I don't have to sit a whole complete 10 to get 11. And say my customer's 200 miles away. I could go sit for the 7 hours, get my 5 hours of drive time back, go 4 hours, and deliver my load. And if I sit there for 3 hours, I get 7 hours of back. That is called split breaking. I personally don't like to do it too often. Now, I do like to extend my 14-hour clock. That aspect I like. I don't like running that type of deal. I also don't like running on recaps, which I've been doing the last couple days, but time happens. I was at the yard yesterday in Springdale, Arkansas. I had to get my safe driver ring. Tyson Foods. I'll show you that a little bit more. My wife's like, that kind of sounds stupid getting a ring, until she saw photos of it. She's like, oh, that looks like a class ring. For 100,000 miles, they give us the ring. Oops. I'll show you that a little bit better. I'll flip it around. So, 100,000 miles, they give us a ring. And around the bottom of it, you see those little indentions? There's 9 of them. That is for a diamond chip for each spot for every 100,000 miles. And then after 1 million, you get another ring with a different color, and they do the same thing. This is the first company I've been with that's done something nice like this. I was with Ashley Furniture for 7 years. I hit 1 million miles before I quit Ashley Furnitures. I didn't even get a thank you. Every year, if you went to the banquet, you got a little, first year you get a plaque with your name, but you had to be there too. You had to be there a complete year, January to January. I started in February. So actually my 2 year, almost 2 year, by the time our banquet was 2 years. I got my 1 year certificate for safe driving. Then every year they give you a little thing. Oh, that's year 2, year 3. Yeah. So, Tyson Foods, yeah, does some nice things for their drivers. But the hours of service, we're allowed 70 hours a week. We're allowed to work 14 hours a day, drive 11, but before you pass hour 8, you have to take a 30-minute mandatory break. I call it an idiot break, but whatever. Before we had to take it completely off. Now we can do it on duty, like filling up, whatever. That could be considered our break. So part of it could be on duty now, which saves time. So sometimes you have to wait 5-10 minutes for a fuel pump. You go up, it takes you go on duty, you fill up, takes you 10 minutes. Then you go off duty, you pull up, you go inside, get to the bathroom, grab a sandwich. By the time you get back to your truck, most of the time your 30-minute break is right there. So let's look at my logbook and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, I have 8 hours of driving. I have used 55 hours and 55 minutes the last on my 70-hour clock. I have 11 hours of driving now. I have been in the sleeper berth 10.5 hours because I've been doing this video. I gained 6 hours and 18 minutes at midnight. So let's show you how that works. Daily summary. So here's the on duty and drive. It's these first 2 lines. So I've drove 5 hours and 46 minutes last Saturday and 32 minutes on duty. So that's how I got the whatever it says. And each day shows you how much time I get back every day. So like I said, I could sit here for 23.5 hours and get a 34-hour restart. I could have sat at the yard. Like I said, I was just at the yard for like 14 hours. I had to sit like 15 more hours to get a restart. I didn't want to sit at the yard that long. But let me show you the details of this ring. Let me flip it around. And every little indentation here, there's 9 of them, as you can count, is for a diamond chip for every 100,000 miles. Now I hit my 100K, they told me, the last day of 2022. So I ordered the ring, I think the third week of January, when I made sure it was sized the right size. And it took from middle of January to almost the end of April for this ring to come in. This is the biggest size I think they offer, 14 and a half. Am I gonna wear it much? No. It's just appreciation of drivers I like here at Tyson. My wife, she said that kind of sounds stupid to get a ring until she saw photos. And she's like, oh, that's pretty cool. It looks like a class ring. I never got a class ring in high school. So, like I said, I did $1 million at Ashley Furniture. I didn't get nothing. Since Hell Week is coming up, do you do an extra big pre-trip or not? Like I said, in 23 years, I have yet to got checked during Hell Week. Do you do anything special? Let me know. But let's walk around this truck real quick. First thing do? You check the registration? The cab card? Of course, it's a Reaper. This here is a brand new trailer, first load. Lights are flashy. Mud flaps are on. Stevens Transport's beside me. What I'm doing, I'm looking for those pins. Those pins. Making sure the airline are up. It's a brand new trailer. I know they are. The spring, there's 2 springs. A lot of trailers only have 1. Mud flaps. Doesn't have a license plate. One thing Tyson puts on there is restraining straps on their trailers. So that door won't open up but so much. That's what the strap is on the back of Tyson trucks. All companies should have that. Lights are flashy flash. Look for oil, loose snug nuts. As you can see, we got the guards. Like I said, brand new trailer. First one to inspect this trailer. Flashy flash. I raised the trailer up so I can look at my 5th wheel and check my tires. Y'all remember this damage when that JB Hunt blew his steer tire as I was passing him This is 5 months later, almost. But these are. The time I got close to his steer tire, it started blowing up. You can see right here, rubber. So I'll get call safety and report it. Because it might have messed up the paint right there. I don't know. But I'll do the right thing. I'll report it. First time I had somebody blow a steer tire when I got to him. Luckily he didn't hit me. I lost a couple hours of my life probably. Flashed in front of my eyes. Brand new steer tires. They just put on yesterday. There wasn't nothing wrong with my elements, I didn't notice. But walking around the truck and what the passenger side looks like almost 5 months later. Night and day. Yeah, I've had this truck washed at the streaking beacon about 4 times in those 5 months. We're allowed every 21 days, but sometimes it takes a while to get in on the beacon. Usually when I need a trailer wash out, if I'm due for a truck wash, I'll go ahead and wash the truck. I had this truck washed Tuesday. So, but on parking, do you park on on-ramps and off-ramps? Are you scared? Me, personally, I do not park on on-ramps and off-ramps. Why? It's because I don't like being shook every time somebody drives by. 2, I'm scared somebody's going to run in the back of me and it's going to be my fault because you're illegally parked. Some states, they don't care, but others do. I'm not parking on ramps. 3, it's unsafe. So, do you park on ramps or off ramps? Or will you just go ahead and pay for parking? Personally, if I have to, I'll pay for parking. Right now, my company don't reimburse us. Hopefully, they'll change. Because more and more places charge to park anymore. So, I do use pay to park if I have to. And watch out for things in the future with Rouse Trucking. Yeah, I might be doing some more stuff about parking. So, while I was at the yard yesterday, got there Thursday night to get my ring. And they come to me Friday morning after I got dressed. He was standing outside about the knock on my door. He saw me moving around. He goes, I need to take your truck. You need steer tires. I didn't see nothing wrong with my steer tires, but if you want to put steer tires on, go for it. Because it was about 50 or 60,000 miles I've had the last time I had tires put on, steers put on. And if they feel froggy to put it, it's their truck, they can do it. So they put new tires. I went ahead and wrote the truck up. My passenger side washer was just shooting out. And I needed wiper blades. My batteries were weak, which they're still weak. They said the batteries were terminals were dirty. I can still go back there. If you notice right there, there's a voltage gauge on my APU. And it just shows it dropping. So, batteries are still weak. But it's their truck, not mine. And I had my exhaust on my APU worked on too, because it was pointed up, leaving carbon on my side skirts, on my fairings. So I had all that done, and like I said, I got my ring, got my photo taken with the dispatcher and the terminal manager. So that would be in social media here soon. Does your company do anything special for safe driving awards, tenure, etc.? Like I said, I did 7 years at Ashley Furniture. Did right at 1,000,000 miles right before, about a couple months before I quit. I didn't get it. Congratulations, you hit 1,000,000. You did this. I didn't get what? 5 years. I did get a certificate and a $100 gift card to an Ashley store, which I didn't use. Every year, if you go to the safety banquet, they get the first year, which you had to be there from January to January, even though I started in February. I had to be there a year, almost 2 years, to get my 1-year safe driving award. Ashley way. It's okay. I got that every year I was there, but last couple of years, I didn't go to that banquet. I worked. Some drivers work. But like I said, I like how Tyson Foods treats their drivers. Some people like Walmart, some people like Swift, whatever suits you, suits you. Right now, Tyson is suiting me. But what kind of pre-trips do you all do? And parking? Let me know. Fill up my comments down below if you would, please. Make sure your dash and stuff is clean. So let's talk about that. Your dash is clean. What's on my dash, you say? Tablet, flashlights, pens, my bills, my headset, my GPS, pre-pass, even though we don't, and easy pass, we use DriveWise on the Orbcom. So make sure it comes in a nice little case. So every 100,000 miles, I gotta bring it back. They keep it a couple weeks. They'll put another diamond chip in it. And I'll put my picture, if I want, on social media saying, congratulations, Ralph got 100,000 miles, which I had the photo taken yesterday afternoon, because yesterday morning he weren't there. The guy who does the photos weren't there. But I got the photo with my dispatcher and the terminal manager, which is pretty cool. Like I said, I love being appreciated, being thanked for what drivers did. And once they gave me this ring, they called all the dispatchers and safety and all into an area. They all thanked me and shook my hand, blah, blah, blah. I didn't really want all that recognition, but very nice of a company that looks for a driver. But that's what's wrong with that sign. It's correct, but it's not correct. And a little question at the end for truck drivers. Do you pay for parking if needed? Or do you park on ramps, on and off ramps on interstates? I personally refuse to park on and off ramps. One, it's scared the shoulders aren't supported enough to keep my weight for 10 hours, 12 hours. I am scared somebody's going to run in the back of me. What happens when a drunk driver comes flying through and runs in back of you? That's why personally, I don't park on on-ramps and off-ramps. So drivers, let me know. Do you park on on-ramps and off-ramps? What does your company do for special recognitions for safe driving or years of service? Y'all have a great day. I'll talk to you later. And wow, the gray surely ain't going away. Should I dye it, shave it? Well, even this. 50 years old is getting old. But then again, this traffic up and down the interstates, highways and byways don't help. You all have a great day.